One, no, 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 no.
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Coming at you live from the depths of Badwater. What is up, UGC Highlander Season 8 Platinum Semi-Finals. We have a very excellent match for you tonight. I'm your host, eXtine. This is X Television. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got a good crowd here watching this game, and it's going to be a fantastic game. There's another game going on over on our other channel, eXtv Esports number 1, but that's not in the title. Kip and Sud over there holding it down. They have a great match to watch, and we should have a very fantastic match as well. We have the Syndicate versus Burma / Tangerine. I think I was told the whole backstory with that name a while ago, but I forget it. Either way, they kind of have two names. And I am joined tonight by our wonderful guest, UGC admin Moose. How's it going, Moose?
Hey everyone, this is Moose. I'm doing real well. I'm really excited for tonight's match. These are two teams that are both really strong on this map. I think the first time I ever watched Burma play was on Badwater. And so I'm really excited tonight. All these guys have played it a million times throughout their careers, and it should just be, Payload's kind of like the quintessential Highlander map, and I think Badwater has kind of become a league favorite as far as competition goes, so tonight should be a lot of fun for all the viewers involved.
Yeah, Badwater and Upwards both always produce fantastic games. Now, if you're a little bit newer or you just want a rundown for things once again, sorry, just making sure that all the audio was coming out real quick, reading my chat real quick. How Payload works in Highlander is we have a map. Today we're on Badwater. Sometimes it's Upwards. There's a couple other maps that get played. You got the cart. You got to push the cart. You got to send it down the track. Every time you capture a point, you get new spawns. You appear somewhere else in the map. It changes up the strategy where players are coming from, and you're trying to set a time for how fast your team can play offense, can capture the cart, can push it all the way down, and then the other team tries to beat that. We're going to go back and forth. You call each one a set, and so if a team wins 2 sets, then they're the winning team for the night. So it's best of 3 basically for each set. Offense, defense. This map's so crucial in some of the key points. Let's try and break it down real quick, Moose. I know you like looking at maps. I guess maybe we should start with the roster before we get into the map. What do you think?
Yeah, let's start with the rosters.
Okay.
I was talking to Hein a little bit. Hein is the medic for the Syndicate, and he says that his roster for tonight is going to be Ruin on Scout, Valen on Soldier, Soup on Demo, TMP on Pyro, we're going to have Jake on Sniper, we're going to have Hein on Medic, Polk on Heavy Weapons Guy, and I know you met Polk once upon a time, Stabby on Spy, and Dave as Engineer.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong team. I'm not too familiar with Dave. What's his background? Has he been playing with the team a lot, or is he kind of a newer fixture?
Dave joined the Syndicate this season. I can't be sure, but he's undoubtedly one of the best engineers in the league. He's right up there with Copperside, Abe Lincoln, and B-Man and whatnot. He's just a really great player, and I think one of the more underrated players in Platinum.
Yeah, and I think we know the importance of the engineer when it comes to these carts and setting up a defense, locking areas down, using the Wrangle, using the Gunslinger. We'll probably see the Wrangler on defense. Do you think we're going to see the engineers mainly run the Gunslinger on offense, or is that a little up in the air?
Probably. They're either probably going to put a mini-sentry right behind their medic's butt, or they're going to put it on the cart when they're trying to, take small areas of ground just so they can push up a little bit farther. That mini-sentry is a pain in the butt to work against, especially as one of the lighter classes like a Pyro or a Scout. So we'll probably see the engineers utilizing that when they're pushing up.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Tangerine and their roster.
Alright, on Tangerine, we've got, I think Platinum is playing Scout tonight. I could be wrong. We've got Marissa on Sniper. Oh wow, this roster I have here isn't correct, I don't think. I'll do what I do know, though. Heavy Weapons Guy is going to be O-Plate, Pyro's going to be Geosis, Spy is Jero, NG is light off.
Are
In
you
addition, we have
are you looking at the right
Platinum.
team? I was
Am I?
pretty. Yeah,
Maybe I'm not.
because we got Overseer in here on medic.
Okay, yeah, okay. Just
Yeah, maybe
why didn't
Pala
I'm
on
sorry.
sniper, DJC on Soli. Um, sorry, I didn't think some of those people were playing a spy of Frank West. Is that, I don't know, he's tagged up to something crazy in here though. The world's
I think
longest word.
it's going to be Scarlet actually on Soldier tonight. DJC on
On
Heavy
heavy,
Weapons
right?
guy.
Okay.
Overseer on Medic, Nomadic on Demo. Downpour on Scout. Probably Powa tonight coming in to snipe for this team.
Yeah, Memphis Vaughn on Engineers, another interesting pick, a player that had one of the best off-class moments in the ESCA land. This season you had a really good play from Enigma, but I'm talking about Season 9 where Memphis Vaughn had an air reflect air shot as a pyro on Gravel Pit C. Was pretty amazing. It's good to see some of these invite players choose to play the unusual classes, like Engineer in this example. DJC obviously been playing for quite a while. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, with them playing off classes, they can take some of the experience they gained as Scout or Soldier, just kind of that game sense they get from sixes, all that experience. They can bring that over to Highlander and really apply it in interesting and unique ways, and that forces teams to work around that. I think it has really helped the league this season, lifting the invite limit. I know that was kind of one of the things everyone discussed a lot at the beginning of the season, what lifting the invite limits would do at the beginning of the year, and I think it's just helped.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that it's raised the game, and it's encouraged players to get involved and get involved more than just ringers. I think that was part of the problem before, where it was, you know, you would have 6 invite players who wanted to play together, and they wanted to form a team, say like Menace to Society. But in fact, we're kind of hampered by that. And then some of the other teams, they just kind of took this attitude of like, well, we need like 3 really awesome inviters, and they're just going to carry the whole team. Now it seems like, I mean, the whole level of the league has stepped up, but you get a lot of players that are just a little bit more willing to just join a team, and not as much concern about that. You know, I have a team with 5 of them, and maybe only 3 of them can show up to the match, but that's a little bit easier. Those guys still get to play with their friends, so.
Now it looks like Gareth is actually going to be coming in tonight to snipe instead of Powa. I don't know what's changed up there, but from what I remember when I talked to Overseer, it sounded like Powa was going to be sniping. Maybe we'll see a switch up at halftime.
Yeah, say.
So we're 17 of 18, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this matchup in general as well. The Syndicate's been looking really strong on this map in scrims this week. I think they held bonus to like 16 minutes, and then they were able to come in cap under 4 minutes. They're just a powerhouse on this map. I think Burma knows that if they're going to win this map, they need to keep the Syndicate's Medic Hind dead the entire time. Not just every once in a while, but you know, they have to keep him from ever getting Uber, and I think you're going to see a lot of bombs in from Scarlet. You're going to see a lot of bombs in from Nomadic. I think he's going to be playing like a Kaitis style play where he's just going to be bombing in and trying to go for the med pick like a roaming soldier, for no other reason than to try to keep the Syndicate's Uber advantage down. That's going to be absolutely necessary for them to win tonight.
Yeah, you also have Soup on Demo Man for TS. We'll see how crazy he goes with his aggressiveness. Some of the Sixes players, when they transition over to Highlander Demo Man, it's a pretty fitting class. I know that myself, I had some qualms with playing a lot of Highlander. Sometimes I didn't like doing it in lobbies and stuff. And then I started playing more and more as the full-on battle classes, you know, the Demo Man, the Soldier, and having a bit more fun. I think another matchup that's going to be pretty important, and I'd love to hear your take on it, is the Pyros, TMP for the Syndicate versus Huey Lewis, both fairly well-known, famous Pyros.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's no secret that both of them are probably 2 of the best Pyros in this league. I think that their job is really going to be to to take down the other really important class on this map, and that's going to be spies. Badwater is a very notorious spy map, so I think that it's going to be both of their jobs to try to keep the enemy spy off their medics' backs, and that's just going to do nothing but help them win.
Yeah, Frank
Otherwise,
West.
I really think on this map you're not going to see too much roaming pyro. You're going to see a lot of pocket pyro. Again, just trying to keep both. Wow, I'm blanking out. I'm sorry. Stabby and Frank West down, so that we can, or so that their medics can live to fight the fight.
Another couple matchups that I think are pretty interesting is the heavies, Pulp versus DJC. I think that's an area where Pulp probably has a pretty good advantage for the Syndicate. Just, super experienced, been playing a lot of TFC, goes way back, knows that the heavy is mainly just about positioning. DJC, a player who usually plays Soldier on a Sixes team, maybe doesn't have that fine-tuned finesse of where he should position himself, how aggressive he should be, and how to conduct himself as a heavy. I know it can be a little bit tough sometimes. So that goes in TS's favor. And then you look at the scouts. Alucard, not totally familiar with, but at this level he's obviously got to have some chops, got to be in tune with the needs of a scout and Highlander. But then on the other side of the board you got Ruin, and Ruin is just a fantastic deathmatcher. All over the board, can get picks with just the slightest of opportunity. Should be pretty good. Looks like okay, there we go. Looks like we are live here with our UGC Platinum semi-final. The Syndicate starting out on red, and Burma, aka Tangerine, on blue.
You're all right.
Right, and I think what we're going to see here, pretty standard, is that 3 or 4 people on the Syndicate are going to suicide to give their engineer some metal. Yes, they're going right up on top of the hill. This is a very common spot. We're probably going to have Dave put up a level 3 here and wrangle it down the hill. Now, that's a really powerful position, and if your team can defend that position, it can be 5 or 6 minutes before the blue team can even push through that area and make them capture the first point.
Yeah, what's pretty important here is that they get a good presence outside of the gates, and then are able to put pressure on the top of the hill, pressure down that sentry gun either through the cliffs or through the right-hand side, the ramp, and then move the cart through the tunnel and actually control that top area as they push out. So we'll see how it goes down as the gates drop in this opening push by Burma.
And right now it looks like the Syndicate is going with the same kind of defensive style they used in the Highlander show match against SNSD. Everyone's just sitting on top of the hill. We've got a blue scout bonking on top of the hill to try to get an idea of what's going on. Soldier bombing in, he's going to get pushed right back.
Yeah, there goes the medic.
As well as the demo man. The spy is already on the gun.
It's pretty good sap, but overall a solid defense by the Syndicate. The carts move along, but the bombs, the sacrifices didn't really accomplish a whole lot. Soup getting some frags, and now it's just the Pyro and the Scout pushing the cart. Somebody from TS is going to have to go down and contest that, though. Otherwise, they've given up a lot of free turf. The Sniper is looking at it right now, but he hasn't really been able to slow down the push.
And right now, it's just Alucard on the cart. I think you're going to see him a lot just sitting on the cart. Obviously, you want to try to keep a ×3 on the cart the whole time. That's the fastest way to capture through these points. The Syndicate's defense really hasn't given up at all yet. We have an Uber coming in on the gun and a Soldier bombing at the same time. The gun's still up, but it looks like it is going to go down. I don't think...
not yet.
Oh, Heine just went down, so it looks like Burma kind of got the advantage with that Uber here. The cart's still going, but the gun is still up. There's
it's about to get sapped. Yep, there we go. He's in great position. Didn't go for any backstabs or anything, just solely took out the gun. Didn't want to risk it with the engineer coming back either, was trying to pistol it down. And it looks like red has finally been flushed out. Kind of odd that Uber didn't seem particularly effective, but, Highlander being a team game, with Heine dropping, that's what people are saying in the STV chat, and the engineer going down, there goes the gun, there goes the medic, and blue going to roll through the first point fairly quickly, 138. That first point always expected to drop. But you don't want to lose it that hard right now. Red just has a level 1 sentry gun on the point, and on the roof of the point. Soup pushing out forward a little bit, but blue rotating through the yard. Devilman scouts. Don't see the medic at the moment.
And I think I was correct in assuming that Burma is going to be doing a lot of suicide plays for Hein tonight. It looks like Burma has either dropped or used an Uber. They're 60% behind. They were 60% ahead just a minute ago.
Yeah.
But it looks like Hein's going to be able to get the Uber up to at least defend this point at least once. Kart's not really doing anything. We have...
Ooh, our first pause of the evening.
Oh, that didn't take long.
No, unfortunately, just 2 minutes into this. Does give us a little time to reflect and see what's going on here. Right now, already having a little bit of those difficulties, like we're saying, with the medic staying up. Maybe even I'll pull up this kill feed and see if I can find when Hein went down. Into who?
I think he got stabbed, actually.
Yeah,
by
Frank West.
Frank West.
Oh, here we go. We're live again. Players walking around all crazy, and
yeah.
the Ubercharge meters breaking on the HUD, but don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Alucard's back on the cart again. I think we're just going to see him and the engineers spending their entire time on the cart today. Frank West actually getting a really good snipe onto Ruin. I think that Frank West is going Spy right now. I think I don't know who's on Spy right now for Burma, but it looks like they switched up.
I think that is Frank West. It's just yeah. It's just name changes
in matches. That's not cool.
Yeah. You know our
Burma
struggle.
Coming in from behind the point, over in the yard behind the hill, we've got a demo of Pyro and a medic up there. Maybe it looks like they're changing their mind though and going back. Yeah. Looks like the Syndicate is still looking solid on the roof, but they know that Burma is going to be coming up that backside in the yard. I think we're going to be seeing an Uber exchange here in the next 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, definitely.
Nomadic's trying to come up the hill up onto the roof and take out the gun. Uber's popped for both teams. Gun still isn't down. It looks like Hein's doing a really good job of trying to body block, but it does go down eventually. Red still has an Uber. They flush Burma out, but they don't really get too many kills out of the exchange. Ruin's down for them. Burma's down 3 players at the moment.
Yeah, and Polk just gets a big, huge double kill, triple kill. Takes out DJC, Huey Lewis, and somebody else as well. But that was an important battle, winning the heavy, and then following through. And yeah, a decent Uber push in, positioning, but Blue stifled there. Oh, Scarlet hits one air shot, can't follow up the kills though. And Valen escapes. 7 health, damn.
It looks like these teams are just going to kind of stalemate, trying to figure out what they want to do next. Burma's going to have to try to push from a different angle. It didn't work out for them last time. And the Syndicate looks really happy right here on their roof. Everyone is pretty much full health. Really nothing to see. It looks like it's just going to be kind of stalematy until one of the teams decides to push into the other. We have Nomadic trying to get up underneath the Syndicate and try to do a little damage and distract so the cart can move. But it doesn't get them too far. The Burma, I think, is in really bad positioning right now inside the house. If the Syndicate decides to wrap around them, they could be dead. Coming up the stairs, though, looks like they're about ready to push in with Uber.
Valen's actually lurking behind. He's stealing health packs, messing with the engineer. He's got that black box, which gives him a lot of versatility. He can kind of just go out and do his own thing.
Jake takes out DJC. It's going to really hurt Burma's push here if they decide to push off the roof. They are going to Uber Nomadic in, mostly because Valen was right behind their medic.
Yeah, that was a good push, though. TS was a little too far forward. I mean, Valen going crazy behind enemy lines, but with other players going down, they weren't able to hold it. But let's see what Polk and TS backing up a little bit. They had a good hold there, definitely, on the second point, but now that they're on the third, they're just trying to get set up. Dave looking to work upstairs. Got a level 3 already, actually.
Now what I expect to see here is for TMP to probably come up here and help him and just spy check, and he's going to wrangle down through here underneath that point. You're going to see Hein and Polk stay exactly where they're at and just block this top area off with Uber. And that Wrangler down the hill there is absolutely devastating. It's almost impossible to push through if the other team is well prepared. And it looks like a spy did get through.
Yeah.
I don't see a medic or a pyro to help him out.
They've spotted him upstairs, and he's out of Dead Ringer, so he's actually dead.
But it looks like Burma does want to push in through this little house here. They're going to Uber in a pyro to try to push everyone else away, which is usually pretty smart.
Huey Lewis gets floated though.
That push just did not work out for him at all very well. Hein goes ahead and Ubers to save Valen, it looks like. And then they're just going to sit up right up front and Uber and try to distract and get some kills in with the rest of their Uber here.
Yeah, the players complaining about the lag a little bit. I'm getting a bunch of lag as well.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of laggy. It's not
totally
unplayable,
sure.
I don't think.
TS have done a really good job getting their D set up on each stage. I mean, it is to be expected that teams have at this level of play, that teams have a pretty solid strategy of what they want to do, what they want to accomplish. But they haven't gotten every single point. They've set up a pretty fierce defense. They've put in a lot of time on the clock. It's really important as you your first defense getting ready to go on offense. Here comes Nomadic right now. This wrangled sentry gun so far back. Oh, being such a pain in the ass. It just throws the medic up in the air. Nomadic trying to get in there. Does take out Dave. That's just a brutal sentry gun. Finally taken out by a wrangle on the other side. Alucard picks off Polk and pick off the teleporter as well. But not other people up for his team. Valen behind enemy lines once again getting chased by Scarlet.
Hein pops an Uber to save himself. Burma came in with the Uber advantage. They knew they had about 20-30%.
Oh, wow.
They did have it kind of taken away from them. Overseer somehow survived both Polk and TMP to get out of there, even though he was juggled by that sentry a little bit. It looks like Hein is still going to have the advantage. It looks like they did pick off Overseer. So we're going to have to wait again another 45 seconds for another push.
They also got the... oh my god. They also got the... teleporter, the forward teleporter, which, since they haven't secured that third point, they don't have a forward spawn. They're still spawning at the original location. And Soup got away with 8 health. And Frank West saying, yeah, what was that? Like, your footsteps? Because he was cloaked running through, and I'm not sure what turned Jake onto it, but Jake threw the Girardi out there and got him. Tough to say who saw what there, but a lot of players on the field maybe could have heard footsteps. Definitely Jake. Very heads up. With the Girardi, he still got fragged.
Jake's also one of the smarter snipers in the league. I think he's been playing Counter-Strike since forever. He's definitely one of the most popular snipers in the league and definitely one of the most talented as well. So maybe his game sense just kicked in and he knew a spy would be pushing in, or maybe another player said, hey, I think there's a spy here.
Yeah,
Jake's pretty quick
makes
on
sense.
that urine.
He's quick to pee.
Absolutely. I can't tell where Blue wants to push in here. They want to push in this top left side, it looks like.
Might be forcing the early Uber. Wow, Overseer was down to 12 health. That was a very good Uber, at least defensively, but as a team, I'm not sure how this Uber is going to work out. Looks like it might work out fairly well. Ooh, they lost their demo man and their scout.
The Syndicate got in, it looks like, and forced Burma's Uber before they wanted to Uber at all, which definitely hurt their push here. They're still going to try to push in. It's not really going to work out that well for them. That sentry has been moved actually down a little bit. I think it's more vulnerable in that position, but I think Dave just kind of wants a change of pace here, somewhere else to shoot from.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a little bit easier to set up.
Overseer with about a 10% Uber advantage.
Some weird Overseer getting jumped in. Now the spy's there as well. Overseer's actually got to watch her back. The Uber is kind of drawn out a little bit early. Hein's going to be able to hold there. Really good pressure from TS. It just kind of pressured that Uber out. A lot of players around. Overseer wasn't sure what was going on. Wasn't sure whether she was safe or not. Just popped it a little bit early. And it looks like Hein might want to take Ruin in here. So I'm trying to find, yeah, there we go, his perspective. Uber Pyro, but it's a pretty smart call. I mean, at this point now, Overseer has got a 25% Uber advantage, but they put so much pressure on her and her team that, you know, they're building so far back. They're not going to be able to push effectively with it as soon as they get it. They're going to have to work forward.
Valen jumps way in. He almost picks off Overseer, and Ruin's going to go ahead and jump in and clean up they had a pretty decent advantage, probably 15-20% going for them, but that was just taken away.
Yeah.
Both those players, invite players, or Valen, at least at one point, was very smart. They know when they need to go in. That suicide was definitely well warranted, and it looks like they're not going to be able to get into. Burma's not going to be able to get up in time to push this point. Unless a miracle happens and they wipe. I'm not seeing this getting too far.
Yeah, Dave's pushing his sentry gun forward, actually, back to the far side of the second point. Gets that shield up. So OP. Dave's doing a fantastic job with it. The Syndicate is just doing a great job holding down, putting a lot of pressure out on Burma.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
Now, Frank West is behind the Syndicate here, and they pop. There looks like they're just going to pop with their last 5 seconds to go, so that Blue can't really do anything.
Yeah.
Overseer's dead again. I don't think we're going to see much happening. There is an engineer on the cart and a mini sentry, but Dave is sitting here holding it down with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Burma's only 3 up. It looks like this round is going to go to the Syndicate.
Pretty dominant first half of this first set from the Syndicate. I was pretty impressed with some of their plays.
Begins in 60 seconds.
And we'll see how Burma does the defense their own way. Some points of improvement, but I don't think you could really ask for a better hold of that third point.
Absolutely not. I think that's pretty standard for the Syndicate. That's what they did again in the SNSD show match. I'm excited to see Valen go jump off this right side. His play usually on this map is to do a double wall jump off the right side here right out of spawn and get all the way back in to Burma's spawn and just sit there with his black box and spawn camp. And if he needs help getting the 200 health underneath their spawn, it'll be interesting to see if they do that again here, or if they know Burma's going to be expecting it and change it up a little bit.
Yeah, Valen has definitely adapted really well to the Highlander setting. Not necessarily the best soldier in 6s. Definitely had some very nice seasons on Scout, but with Highlander here, he's really started to come into his own, use this black box, do some interesting strategies. He's trying to get picked out, but he's still just being a major distraction. Let's see what Sue can get going on here. Some PP thrown up on that cliff, but hits not really being able to be thrown down over there. DJC on the Brass Beast with the sandwich as well, thrown down for the Overseer.
The Brass Beast is an interesting choice here. You don't see it too often, but on a point where you're just sitting here trying to solidly defend like this, it's definitely a viable option.
Yeah,
especially when you're just kind of sitting here turtling on one point, trying to just hold off the enemy offense.
Jake's got a good angle on DJC, not able to take him down though. West Side Story, that is Garrett. And Valen had switched up to direct hit to help take down that sentry gun. Now back on the black box. Sentry gun is down. This is a pretty good pushing right now. Valen, the pickaxe getting taken down, and Polk getting a couple frags as well. So here comes, wow, first cap. The problem here is that so many down. It looks like Stabby being a hassle at the spawn. Nomadic was the only player up, and he's still having to spend time looking around for Stabby. Oh, Stabby gets stabbed. Yeah.
The Syndicate really only has to push this last point. They have 7 minutes to go, about 5 feet. I don't think the Burma really has an answer for that at all.
Yeah.
This first set is going to go to the Syndicate. Valen did not get his jump in. I think Burma was kind of expecting it, and that was the first place they actually pointed their Wrangler, was up on that hill to try to do some damage. Both of these teams are going to switch up. So now the Syndicate will start on offense and set a time for Burma to try to take.
Yeah, judging off what we saw there, I imagine it's going to be another pretty good time. It seemed like they were well on their way to capturing the third point quickly. I mean, they still, rolled over the second one. Burma not able to back up and set up an effective defense. Syndicate playing very strong so far.
Yeah, and they've been playing strong on this map all week again. Scrims versus bonus that I saw. 16.5 minutes almost for bonus to cap all 4 points.
Wow.
The Syndicate definitely knows what they're doing. And I really don't see this going the other way, to be honest. But you never know. This is Highlander, and miracles do happen. And it would definitely make things a lot more interesting if the Syndicate did end up losing a match, especially this close to the end of the season. They haven't lost all season. They also haven't played Burma. I think they're like the only team in Platinum that the Syndicate hasn't played yet in an official. So this is new as far as a lot of the playoff teams have played each other before. This we just haven't seen. So
yeah, the players talking a little bit in the chat. I think somebody teasing Downpour. I don't know, or teasing Hind for drops or for kills. Hind just rushing it
but
off.
I think that first drop at the beginning of the round was the only time Hind died that first half.
That's pretty damn good.
His team just did a really good job of keeping him alive, and that's something that Burma's going to need to focus on. They know they need to do a better job of doing it, and killing him so that they can push. That and probably Dave, if they can't push through that third point with an engineer up, that's just not going to happen for him.
Yeah, the Syndicate's bringing a lot of pressure. Good jumps by Valen, good annoyance. I think only one time, you know, it was a little bit too much of a stretch. But on offense, he was, you know, we didn't see a whole lot of him, but switching out to a direct hit, being annoying with the black box right out of the gates. Just positive benefits. I think Polka's, you know, off to a strong game. He's less points than Soup and Ruin right now, which Ruin probably getting a lot of points from the captures. That's pretty impressive for Soup. So now the players we do have 9 and 9 again. So we'll see. We should be getting started here again soon. The Syndicate up 1 set to 0. Now we'll see how they can set their time on offense and how Burma can do defensively, given the chance to set a time and then to beat that time.
Now, it sounds like both teams have readied up. Maybe it's just one. I can't tell.
Yeah, somebody said they are live, so it should start soon. There we go. Yes, indeed.
Looks like we are live Syndicate again, starting offense this round instead of starting defense. We'll see if Burma decides to change up their defense here on this first point at all.
Yeah, Cliff defense is pretty standard. I'm not sure what else the option might be. Looks like
I can't tell what gun DJC is running yet. He's running the Fist of Steel right now, and that's also, since the Gru got nerfed, that's something that's become more popular in Highlander. The Fist of Steel for heavies to just kind of walk through sticky traps and not die, which is pretty significant. Otherwise, no, it looks like they're just going to sit up here on the cliff and do pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, Fist of Steel, pretty powerful. At least they tuned him down a little bit based off of how they were originally put into the game. Definitely quite powerful. They were expecting Valen to go for his jump around last time. I think this time,
looks like he's going to delay it this time, maybe. Yeah, he's just delaying.
Still getting wrangled.
Doesn't look like he's going to make it out there. He gets kind of caught in a pocket. Soup is behind Burma, putting stickies up onto the cliff from way behind.
Oh, wow. And then the Uber Pyro comes up.
Coming in from up front.
It's good Uber Pyro. Now getting blasted away, though. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to get this gun down. Oh, there we go. Salad, the engineer, gets taken out, and it's Memphis Vaughn. And wow, Heine with a big surf away. Oh, man.
Matic was pretty much the only person holding it down until he got sniped rather, by Jake. Looks like Syndicate's going to use that push and just get really
Soup just got a 3-kill with the Ullapool Caber. Oh, my God.
That's why I love Highlander. I don't think that the Caber is allowed in 6s. It looks like Scarlet's going to sit back in the back and try to go for a Hind pick, and he's just not going to get it. I think that the Syndicate was expecting it. Burma kind of filing right back out of this point, but it looks like they're probably not even going to go up that way. It looks like they're just going to hold on 3 and just kind of give up 2, which is probably smart in their position. Jake way overextending, trying to get a Girardi up early, putting it up. The engineer's putting that gun up in the same spot that Dave did originally, but it's going to get taken down. The power of Soup just gets put up. He just gets way too far ahead.
Yeah, Soup's going huge right now. He's just been getting frags all over the place, getting a lot of points.
Syndicate did Uber up ahead. Only 15% Uber now. It looks like Burma has Uber, but their medic is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, they're waiting in stairs, which is really weird.
It is kind of strange. I guess so they don't get picked or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe they're trying to get around behind. They are Ubering in, though. They are Ubering a Pyro to try to push everyone back. And then they're going to switch it off to Nomadic, let him do a little damage, and they're going to fall off. The only thing I would like to see there is a heavy maybe covering Overseer's back, but it looks like Overseer got out okay.
Yeah,
decent hold. I don't. Ruben just came in and just two-shot DJC. It's pretty significant, and it looks like the Syndicate's just going to go ahead and stack 3 on the cart. Everyone else is going to push up and try to do some damage.
Yeah, TS has the Gunslinger out. Ruin's still running rampant though. Takes out the Engineer. Minigun's up. Ruin with 6 health. He's going to have to wait till that minigun gets taken out. Now he's going to poke out, get the health back. And I think they have this unlocked.
Completely wiped, yeah.
Wow, like 3 minutes. Ooh, lordy.
It's flat.
Yeah, that's Memphis Vaughn saying literally a record. Well, I'm not too sure about that, but it's pretty good. I don't think we have a TF2 Twin Galaxies, but that was devastation, and players having a good laugh at least. I'm not sure what happened with Overseer.
Right now with snipers, if you look in their spawn.
Yeah.
And you are allowed to do this, so you're not allowed to walk out of the gates with more than 1 of each class. But Alucard breaking the rules a little bit here. He shot through the wall, but I don't think anyone really cares. As long as he doesn't do that outside of setup or try to drop Hein and set up, it's really no problem. That's what Soup gets for getting too close.
The player's joking around a little bit. TJC says, okay, we forfeit. Stabby joking for the report forfeit win, and Soup dares him again, says, alright, do that one more time when the gates are actually coming down, and let's see what happens. But Soup's still
running like 5 snipers right now. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're taking their time.
Burma has just gone ahead and kind of given up. They know that they can't cap and let in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They pretty much GG'd already. It looks like they're just going to have fun for the cameras for a couple minutes. Overseer already down. No, that wasn't Overseer, that was a spy, I'm sorry. Overseer is Ubering a sniper up the hill.
Well, that is a little disappointing, but you know, 3 minutes by TS, such a dominant fashion, I can understand why they're a little frustrated and willing to just kind of throw it down now. Would have been nice to see him put out a little bit more of a serious effort, at least out of the gates. Yeah, Burma definitely kind of throwing it down now.
Nomadic's just going for cabers, and he's going to go ahead and get air shot. Scarlet also going for jumps.
Yeah, doing his Valen impression.
There is a mini sentry behind the Syndicate. I don't know if they know it yet, right underneath their cliff there, but I don't think it's really going to do much. This is kind of, awkward to try to cast because the winner is assumed.
Yeah. I mean, they have given up. They're not really pushing a serious time on it. They would have needed to basically be ×3 most of the way through on the cart. But right from the gates, kind of messing around. It's not going to happen. But we still might be able to see some interesting kills before this is over.
Jake air-shotting Scarlet right out of the air.
Supa was going for a big caber as well. Couldn't switch to him in time though.
Might be able to cap this first point. I don't see them getting through though, all the way.
No.
DJC still on the cart. Overseer still on the cart. DJC does get taken down. Overseer's going to have to run away. But he does have Stabby on him, and it looks like Stabby's going to go ahead and get that Matador on Overseer and take him her out. My apologies. 45 seconds to go. Syndicate's still just kind of holding strong.
Yeah. They got their lock on. They don't need to worry about it too much. Valen getting some frags. 2K so far.
Nomadic going for a caber on high and just barely misses.
Ooh, Valen escapes 13 health.
Both the demos just going for cabers at this point.
Yeah.
Soup gets air shot.
Oh, you got a
After,
double kill
of
with
course,
that, yeah.
getting a double caber.
Mission ends in 10
Yeah.
10 seconds left to go. Pretty much GG. The
Yeah.
Syndicate, that is your semifinal match. The Syndicate, at least, is going to be making it to the final match next Monday. That, I guess, will be casted by eXtv and whoever else decides to cast it that night. That's going to be a best of 3 maps, so both the Syndicate and the winner from Bonus versus MTS is going to be picking a map. And then we've decided our tiebreaker map, which we are not giving away yet.
So what
next
is it?
Monday, no, I'm not telling you. So next Monday, best of 3 maps. It's not just going to be 1 map. Everyone ought to tune in, stick around for that.
Yeah, that should be pretty amazing. You know, I like seeing Payload. I really love watching Payload. Tangerine saying in the chat, sorry, it's our worst map. Payload, 5 CP, could capture the flag. Really a huge difference in how you approach a game as a player and as a team. So, it's, you know, unfortunately sometimes, I mean, we just have time for 1 map. I mean, it's a 1-map lead up until these grand finals. So these grand finals can be super exciting. Could be great to see these teams, the Syndicate versus the winner of MTS versus Bonus, which, as far as I know, is still going on the other stream. Of course, obviously, we've been tied down here, so I haven't flipped channels, but maybe you guys have. If not, I highly suggest you go check it out now. HTTP, twitch.tv/eXtv esports, no number, and go see what Kit and Sud are up to. Thanks for tuning in, though. I'm eXtine. I was joined tonight by Moose. Thanks for joining me, Moose. We had a great time.
Thanks for having me next time.
My pleasure. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you guys again soon. Hopefully I can beat XCOM Enemy Unknown and get back to TF2 sometime in the near future. Game's just too good, man. Yep, thanks for tuning in once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am eXtine, and I will see you next time. Peace out!